Okay. Zoe, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. And what did you do today?
In the morning, I read a book. In the noon, I study English. In the afternoon, I clean the room. That's all.
Okay. And what's your favorite food?
My favorite food is fish soup.
Okay.
Oh,
I want to go to the whiteboard for one moment. And Zoe said in the morning she read a book.
read a book.
It should be read a book, but it's spelled the
对
same way.
Yeah, read.
Yeah, the spelling is the same. So because it was in the morning, you would say I read, and that's pronounced more like like R-E-D, but it's written R-E-A-D. So I read a book. Okay. Yeah, English gets really weird sometimes. Okay. Jenny went away. Anna, how are you?
Great.
And what did you do today?
I go to school today.
Okay. And what's your favorite food?
My favorite food is French fries.
I love those. All right. Jenny, how are you?
Is it me?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Okay, before I ask you what you did, do you cook French fries for Anna?
Sometimes.
Okay. All right. What did you do today?
I went to the library in the morning.
Okay.
At the supermarket in the afternoon.
Okay.
Just finish even meal.
Yeah. Okay. Dinner or supper.
Oh, dinner, supper.
Yeah. We just finished supper. We just finished dinner. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. Stephen, how are you? Stephen?
Yes.
How are you?
Good.
And what did you do today? Did you go to school?
Yes.
All right, so let's try it. What did you do today?
I do.
I went to school.
I went to school.
Good. Okay. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food is pizza.
Okay. And I think you said you like pepperoni pizza.
Yes.
Okay. Francis, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. And what did you do today?
In the morning, I played puzzle. In the afternoon, I read a book. I read a book and played chess with my granddaughter. Before evening class, I took a call to my mother.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. One thing with the puzzle is because we talked about this last week, because there's no ball and because you're not competing, you're not playing against somebody else. In that case, we would say, I did a puzzle.
Oh, yes, I did a puzzle.
All right. Let me go to my screen for a minute. And someone had asked me about different greetings that we use in the United States. I mean, when we get together in the evening, I always say, "How are you?" which is very common, but there are a lot of different ways. Someone said they are greeted with "Nice day today," or "Beautiful weather," things like that. And I just want to share this. These are different greetings we have. Hello, hi, hey, hi there, howdy, hey, what's up? What's going on? How are you? How are you doing today? How's everything? How's it going? They all mean the same thing. They're just a way of saying hi. I usually say, how's it going? Then I was saying, ways to say goodbye is bye, see you later, take care, have a good one, see you soon, gotta go, talk to you soon, see you next time, catch you later, have a good one. And again, I probably use have a good one the most. One of the strangest things to me is this one here. It can be see you later or see you later. And this one here, see you soon. They're both they're pretty much the kind of opposite, but we do have those. Okay. Couple of weeks well, last week I sent a template to you with I asked you to do let me go back to my desktop. And give me one moment. Oh, it's opening. Okay, so I sent this to you. I hope you did this. It says, please describe a room in your home. Tell us what color it is. List 3 things in the room and 1 thing it doesn't have. So as my example, if I am actually in my kitchen. My kitchen is yellow. It has a table, 6 chairs, and a stove, but it doesn't have a sofa. So let me go here. Let me go to my chat, sorry. Okay, so Joseph, did you do this?
It's me.
Did you do this practice?
让你做一下这个，说一下介绍你的一个房间。
哦，去了我的房间。OK。My kitchen. My bedroom is white. It has 2 tables, 2 chairs, and stable. 是什么 but and stable, but it doesn't have a sofa.
Okay. Okay. Sunny?
Yeah. My kitchen is white. It has cabinets, wall, cupboard, and a refrigerator, but it doesn't have a dining table.
Dining table. Li Fan?
开始了啊，开始了。My room is brown 是什么？棕色的。哦，棕色的
it has a bed。我的书架呢，也是 brown 的，也是
A brown book.
up
Bookshop.
so a bookshelf 也是棕色的
Brown bookshop.
brown bookshelf 一个桌子
Other desk.
一个桌子一个椅子table 一个
Yeah,
table
Yeah.
table 也什么颜色黑色的
没有颜色了。
哦一个桌子一个椅子 chair chair chair
Chair, yes.
chair 还有啥没了
没有什么。
没有沙发no
Nobody has a sofa. Okay.
I don't沙发 I don't
Okay.
I doesn't
I don't have a
那
sofa.
我擦了
Okay.
a bit
All right. Zoe.
dust
My kitchen is white. It has a stove, a coffee machine, and a middle island, but it doesn't have a bed.
Okay. All right, Jenny.
There. My kitchen is white. It has 2 tables. But it's don't have a sofa.
Okay. All right. Nobody has a sofa. Okay. All right. Anna.
I'm here.
Can you describe your room?
My room is pink.
Okay. Do you have a bed?
It has bed and table, but it doesn't have a toilet.
Okay, good. All right, Stephen.
Yes,
Can you describe your room? What color is it?
pink.
Okay. So my room is pink.
My room is pink.
Does it have a bed?
Yeah.
It has a bed.
It has bed.
Does it have a desk?
Yes,
It has a desk.
it has a desk.
Does it have a chair?
Yes,
It has a chair.
it has a chair.
Does it have a toilet?
No,
Okay, but it doesn't have a toilet.
it doesn't have a toilet.
Okay. All right, let's try that. My room is pink. Stephen, my room is pink.
My room is pink.
It has a bed,
It has a bed,
a desk,
a desk,
and a chair,
And a chair.
but it doesn't have a toilet.
It doesn't have a toy.
Okay. All right. Zoe? Oh, Francis. I'm sorry. Francis.
Mhm. My study room is white. It has 2 bookcases, books and desks, a chair, a laptop, an iPad, a printer, a scanner, and a desk. But it doesn't have a bathroom.
Okay. A very nice description. A lot of detail. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at the book, and let me open that up. What happened to my? There it is. We're looking at Unit 19 now, and I believe Shumei sent the supplementary material if you want to practice it, but oops, wrong book. Okay, so and we go to oops, too far. Okay. Okay, I should open this before, but okay, so Unit 19, we're talking about
现在这书那个19课了。
we're talking about asking questions. So let me share my screen. Go to you.
19课开头是问问题 ，asking question。
Okay.
20.
So first thing is something that we've done a lot of practice on, and it's really a very good question to ask people, especially I think for like Anna and Stephen when they go into a new grade. You know, they say, my name is, in this case, my name is Sarah. What's your name? Just a way of greeting people. I don't want to spend a lot of time on that because we've done that. But we also have other questions with the what they call the verb to be, in this case, is. What is Ruby's job? What is in the bag?
What is it?
This is a really good question. What is this thing? What is the time? Now,
Are we here for?
in this case, the other be verb is are, because we have the word we. What are we here for?
Are we here for? 我们在这儿干啥？
And what are Elliot's sisters called? So we have, this is more be verb practice. So we have to choose either is, are, or am. If you're referring to, if you're using I, we're going to use am. If we're using he, she, or it, we use is, and they and we use are. So our first example is what is the capital of France? Because basically, capital of France would be an it. It's not a person. We use what is the capital of France.
对，第三人称单数，
Um,
它就有 it yes。
and let me find my, where am I? There it is. There it is. So Joseph, our first question, and let me make it bigger. First question is,
First 是吧 ？First
yeah,
what is what are their names?
right. Again, because we have more than one person, we use are.
Are their names?
Sunny, number 2.
Number 2, what is the time?
Good. Li Fang, number 3.
第三个，What are my favorite colors? Colors.
And Zoe, number 4.
What is the hotel next to?
Okay. Jenny, number 5.
What are there?
Okay. And Anna, number 6.
What is your uncle's name?
Good. And Stephen, number 7.
What? And my name?
Okay, that one will be, what is my name?
What is my name?
Okay. Stephen, what is my name? Stephen, we say, your name is
Your name is Phil.
Phil. Yep, good. Okay. Zoe, sorry, Francis. I don't know why I did that again. Oh, sorry. We finished that one. Sorry. Okay. These are our question words. Where, who, when,
When,
which, why, and how.
how,
So where would be, where are you going?
where
Where are you going?
Where is the bank?
is back.这是什么？
The who is referring to a person that you don't know. Who is talking? Who is that man over there?
This man.
When? When did you come home?
When
When does the plane leave?
When does the plane?
为什么 when 的呢？
Fourth one is which, really decision. Which shoes do you like?
Shoes.
Why?
Why?
Why are you? Why are you reading a book? And how do you do this? So, Shumei, can you very quickly go through those?
OK，这个就是讲这几个where 呢，就是问是什么地方，who 是问谁，问是问什么时间，which 是哪个，why 是为什么，how 是那个
如何？
如何，就是 how old are you 这个几岁啦这种的也比较特别的如何，对，就是不同的用法。
Okay, so I'm going to try this. I don't know how it will work, but I want you to take one of those words and ask a question. And you're not asking anybody. I just want them to make the question.
OK， 现在 Phil 让我们就用这6个里面任何一个那个气头来问一个句子，造个句。
Okay. So let me start with Francis.
Where are we studying English now?
Okay. Stephen, can you make a question? Stephen, which word do you like? Where, who, when, which, why, or how? Stephen?
Yes.
What word do you want to use? Where, who, when, which, why, how?
Which?
Which? Okay. So let's go. Which?
Which?
Which book do you want?
Which
Which?
book do you want?
Good. Okay. Good. Anna?
Where do you live?
Jenny?
Where do you like what? What colors?
Okay. Can you repeat that?
Where do you like where do you like what?
Okay. So yeah, that's fine. Where do you like to go?
No, Phil, her question probably is like, why do you like a white color?
Oh,
Where do you like
okay. So it's white. Why do you like white? Okay. So let's try it again, Jenny.
why do you like what?
Okay, good. Okay. Zoe?
How are you doing today?
Good. And Li Fang?
我6个随便选一个吗？
随便选一个。
哦，How are you？
Okay.
错了 ，How old are you？
Good. Okay. Sunny?
When do you travel?
Okay. And Joseph?
Why are you sad? Why are you sad?
Why are you sad?
Why are you sad?
What means sad?
Why?
Why are you sad?
Why？
不
哦，
高
为什么？
兴。
哦
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Good. All right. So let's take a look at the practice exercises. It shows us where is the bank. It's over there. Okay. So Joseph, number 1, what is the time?
What is time? It's 5 o'clock.
Good. Sunny, when is your birthday?
July 23.
Okay. In that case, we usually say 23rd.
Oh, 23rd. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
23rd.
Li Fang, which is your all right, that's not a good one to be asking you, but
It's your car.
Which is your car?
Car. Later. Faladi.
法拉利。You are rich. You are rich.
The letter Faladi.
Okay. Oh, so I lost my microphone connection. Hold on.
Later.
Okay, my microphone stopped working. There it goes. Okay, we're back. All right. Sorry, Zoe. Why are you here?
Oh, a meeting.
Okay. And Jenny, how old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay. Anna, who is there?
What?
Okay, number 6, who is there?
It's me, Marcus.
Good. It's me, Marcus. Stephen, let's go to when is your birthday?
Okay.
July 23rd. Okay. And Francis, who is there?
It's me, Marcus.
Good. Okay. Again, more examples of questions and really they're very helpful in learning English and finding things out. So we have, where is the cafe? Who is Joe's teacher? When is dinner? Which is your car? Why am I here? And how are you? And usually with this one, when is dinner? I have a second question. What's for dinner? So we have asking us the question word. So it's who, what, when, where, how, why. What is your name is the missing word there. Francis, number 1.
Number 1. Where are your parents from?
Good. Stephen, number 2.
Or it
So we have blank old are you? Do we want who?
这句话是问你多大年纪了？
Do you want who, what, or how? What do we say? Who old are you? What old are you, or how old are you?
how old are you?
Good. Okay. Anna, number 3.
Which is breakfast?
Okay. In this case, it's very similar to this. When is dinner? So it would be when is breakfast? Okay. Jenny, number 4.
Where is your friend talk to?
Okay, that would be who.
Who is your
Who is your friend?
Who is your friend talk
Friend.
to?
Friend. Talking to.
Okay. This one normally I would go to next person on the list, but this one I have to go to Joseph,
Yeah.
number 5.
Number 5. Why? Why is the code is here? Is here.
Okay. Shime, you briefly want to explain why I asked him that question?
Oh, can I say it again?
I asked Joseph, number 5, why is it cold in here?
Why is the code in
You want to explain to
here?
everyone else why I did that?
Yeah，那个周瑟夫他们家那个暖气坏了，所以 Phil 问他说 ，Why is cold？ 为什么这么冷？
Okay. Zoe, number 6.
which person is your teacher?
Good. And Li Fang, let's go to number 3.
3个。
Yes. Breakfast. Breakfast.
Right. When is breakfast? And Sunny, number 4.
Who is your friend talk to?
Okay. Okay, so it says here with most verbs other than to be, which is, are, am. So most verbs other than to be, you use the question words followed by do or does to make it a question. So when do you eat lunch? When does Stephen go to school? When does Helen go to work? Like we've been doing, the question word when goes at the beginning. The main verb changes to its base form. So it's base form meaning it's doesn't have the ed or ing. So if we were talking about what we're doing now, let's say we're eating, we are eating now. If we talking about this morning, we ate this morning. But because this is a question with do, we use to just eat. We do. When do you eat lunch? So then we have open questions using do and does. So when we use do with I, you, we, they. We use does with he, she, or it. When do I eat lunch? When do you eat lunch? When do we eat lunch? When do they eat lunch? When does he eat lunch? When does she eat lunch? When does it eat lunch?
Much.
And again, this is just kind of showing additional examples of this because we have you. We our question word is where. Where do you go swimming? Here we have he. So we have when does he? Again,
She
does and he.
the
When does
week-
she,
weekend.
what does she do on the weekend?
On the week.
Okay, when and she, so we use does. Which
When-
car do you drive to work?
Which car
You and do. Okay.
are you?
So again, our example is when do they start work? And Joseph, number one.
Number one. When does she eat lunch?
Good. Sunny, number two.
Where do they live?
Lifan, number three.
Which actor go you type what want do you want?
Good.
Which bag do you want?
Good. Zoe, number four.
Where does he come from?
And Jenny, number five.
When does the movie end?
Good. Anna, number one.
And movie and
When does she eat lunch?
Good.
lunch.
Francis, number five.
5. When does the movie end?
And Stephen, number one. Stephen, do we want do or does? Right. So when does she eat lunch?
When does she eat lunch?
Good. Okay.
She eat lunch.
All right. More practice, and this time we have our mixed up sentences. When do you eat breakfast? Sorry, eat do when breakfast you becomes when do you eat breakfast? So when we go through these, just remember that we're going to have our question word, when, where, what, why, which, how will be the first word. The second will be our verb. In this case, it'll be do or does, and then the rest of the sentence. So, Francis, number one.
Where does he play football?
Good. Stephen, number two.
You
Stephen, sorry.
one.
Hold on a second. Okay. So, Stephen, what is the question word here? Stephen?
史蒂文，麻烦你告诉老师哪一个是疑问词，在第二个问题里面。
Okay. Well, question words, let's go up here for a minute. Here we have where, who, when, which, why, how. So which one of these is the question word?
When.
Good. And then what comes after when? Do you remember? It's going to be either do or does.
Do.
Right. When do you clean the car? Let's try that.
When do you clean the car?
Good. Okay. Anna, number three.
When do you work?
Okay, number 3 here.
What time does the party start?
Good. And Jenny, number 4.
Which do you play tennis days?
Which days do
Which
you play
days?
tennis?
Which days do you play tennis?
Good. Okay, let's see where we are. Okay, since I don't have the audio, well, if you want to do this on your own, please do so. Go to the next one. Say the questions out loud, filling in the gap using the words in the panel. So the words here, we're gonna put in here. So Zoe, number 1.
Number 1. When do you work in the city?
Okay. Yeah, it could be either when or where.
Mm.
In this case, actually, they want where.
Where? 对。
Yeah,
Mm.
it could be either.
嗯
Because let me do it this way. Shumei,
What?
ask me question number 1.
Okay.
Using when.
When do you work in the city?
I work in the city on Wednesdays. So it could be when, so that's fine. The only reason I know it's not when in this case is because of another question here. So Li Fang, number 2.
When do you start work?
Yeah. So Shumei, quickly explain this. This could be when or where.
For number 2 or number 1? For number
Number
2.
1.
就是第一个填空，它可以用 when， 也可以用 where， 这2个都是可以的。刚才就是我问那个 Phil 就说他星期3在城里工作，就是用的那个 when， 我又用 when 问了他，然后就回答星期3，但用 where 也是可以。
But because this question needs when.
OK， 这个第2个问题就是我们刚才是填那 when， 就是用那个 when 那个词。
So we're only using it one time. So this has to be where do you?
OK， 由于我们这填空每个词都用一次的话，所以那个刚才那个1我们就用 where， 因为是第二个那个问题把那个 when 给用掉了。
Okay.
Okay. Sunny, number 3.
What time does it open?
Good. And Joseph, number 4.
How many people do you work with?
Okay. Okay, good. And I think we can do this. So what I'll do is I'll read the email and then we'll ask a question. I'll read it 2 times. To Mary Jones, vacation in Spain. Hi, Mary. We're in Spain, in a village called Mijas, near Torremolinos. My sister is at work this week, so I'm here with my brother, John. Our hotel is next to some apartments. It's in a complex and has 2 swimming pools and a gym. Breakfast is from 7:30 a.m. until 9 every morning. So I get up at 7 a.m. and have a swim before I eat. John stays in his room and we meet later for breakfast. The restaurant is by the pool. We have our breakfast there every day. There's also dancing at night. There's salsa dancing tonight, and tomorrow it's flamenco.
Flamenco.
See you soon, Bernadette. Okay. Like I said, I'll read that again, but I do want to go over some of the words in here. Mijas is a small village near our largest city called Torremolinos. They have the word complex, which is usually a group of buildings belonging to the same company or organization. So I just okay. Okay, having problems with my speaker. Hold on one moment. Okay, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
I don't know what's going on here. Okay. All right, my headset's not working very well. So, computer speaker, can you hear me okay?
Phil 老师在调他那个音，他那个耳机不太 work， 不太工作。
Phil, I think your headphone is better than your computer speaker.
但是他的那个 headphone 他说听不见刚才。
Let me try changing.
We can hear you well.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me do that.
Yes.
Okay. So let me read that again. I was explaining. Okay. So okay. If you are familiar with Burlington County College, all the buildings are on one place. That would be a complex. So, Shumei?
你说你在 where？ 你说是你自己在哪里是吧？不是说这个。Can you repeat it?
Yeah, I'm trying to explain complex, and what that is a group of buildings that are together that are used for a very similar purpose, like college or apartment complex.
OK， 这个 Phil 那个他的鼠标指那个词就 complex， 他正在解释什么是 complex， 他就说是一组的房子，有点像大学的宿舍，就叫一个 complex， 就在一块儿的那种的，像有些小，有点像一堆，像你去看大夫，有的时候就有一堆房子，一堆小房子在那一块儿也叫 complex。我觉得像住那个就公寓房那个也叫好多都叫 complex。
All right. And then at the very end, says salsa and flamenco. Those are two different Spanish dances.
Salsa 和那个 Flamingo 是两种这个西班牙的舞蹈。
All right, let me read that again, and then we'll go through the questions. To Mary Jones, subject vacation in Spain. Hi, Mary. We're in Spain, in a village called Mijas near Torremolinos. My sister is at work this week, so I'm here with my brother John. Our hotel is next to some apartment. It's in a complex and has 2 swimming pools and a gym. Breakfast is from 7:30 a.m. until 9 every morning. So I get up at 7 and have a swim before I eat. John stays in his room and we meet later for breakfast. The restaurant is by the pool. We have our breakfast there every day. There's also dancing at night. There's salsa dancing tonight, and tomorrow it's flamenco. Okay, let's try the questions, and let me go to Joseph. Who is Bernadette on vacation with?
Hey, brother.
Good. And Sunny, how many swimming pools does the hotel have?
Two.
Good. And Li Fang, when does Bernadette get up?
At 7 a.m.
Good. And Zoe, what does Bernadette do in the morning?
Goes swimming.
Okay, good. And Jenny, where does Bernadette have her breakfast?
By the pool.
Good. And Anna, when is the flamenco dancing? Let's look at this. There's salsa dancing tonight, and tomorrow it's flamenco. So Anna, when is the flamenco dancing? Anna, can you hear me? Anna, can you hear me? Okay. Stephen, can you hear me? All right. Francis, when is the flamenco dancing?
Tomorrow.
Good. Okay, it's 8:36 now. Last week after we finished, I was working with Sunny, Zoe, and Francis, conversation. And if you want to listen in, that's okay. We're going to do the same thing tonight. But there were some people asking me or asking Linda about this, and this was really meant for, like I said, for Sunny, Zoe, and Francis. So like I said, if you want to stay with us, you can. But we're going to now switch to conversation. So before we do that, let me stop sharing. And anybody have any questions?
下面的时间那个就是我们上次就跟上个星期一样，就是主要是那个对话的，因为那个 Sunny 还有 Francis 还有 Joseph 他们那个要求的一个 对话的练习的课，大家想留下都可以留下来的。那么就是主要是就是应他们要求，就接近他们 level 的，你们想留下都可以留下来。你们大家还有什么问题吗？
Okay. Hi, Lucy.
Oh, sorry, I later. Yeah, come here.
Okay.
I saw your face. I can see your face.
Yes.
I work her. Just come back. Yeah.
Okay.
I go to work. Yeah. Went to work. Yeah.
Okay. We're going to talk about food shopping. So, oh yeah, it's small. Let me increase the size of that. Oops, that's way too much. Okay, let's try this. Oops. Come on. Okay. So let me share my screen. And where am I? There I am. Okay. So that's not it. That's not it either. Okay. 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 So this is just a very short dialogue of about shopping. So I'm going to ask Sunny and Francis to read this. Sunny, can you read A, and Francis, can you read B?
Okay. Hey, I needed to do some shopping. Do you want to come with me?
Sure. What do you need to buy?
I need some flour and rice and some fresh eggs and milk.
Why do you need to buy all this stuff?
Because tonight there's going to be a party at my house. Lots of friends are coming over. We are celebrating my brother's 16th birthday. And you are invited too.
Great. Let's go to the store. I need to buy some things too, like fruits and vegetables, but mainly I want to get your brother a gift for his birthday.
Okay, maybe after we do our food shopping, we can go to the gift store.
Okay, sounds good to me.
I like how you said that last line. It sounded so good. Okay, sounds good to me. Okay, there's a second part of the dialogue. So why don't we read that again? So Sunny and Francis, please continue.
Let's see. First, I need some meat. Where's the meat?
Over there.
Okay, now I need some cheese and milk. Let's go to the third section.
Yeah, and I need some butter and eggs.
Now I want to get some drinks. I think Coke would be good. What do you think?
Sure, but everybody usually likes orange juice too.
Okay, we'll get some orange juice also.
Don't you want to buy your brother a big, fancy birthday cake with happy birthday on it?
Of course. Where's the bakery?
In the back of the store.
Okay, we've got everything. Let's go to the register and pay for our stuff.
Okay, I'm going to read that in a minute with Zoe, but a couple of things I want to comment on. Grocery store really is the same as a supermarket.
Yeah.
And also dairy section is the area where they sell milk, cheese, eggs. Usually, basically, dairy is anything that comes from an animal. So again, milk.
Animal. Oh, yeah.
Milk, cheese comes from milk.
Mm.
Eggs come from chicken. That's your dairy section.
Oh, dairy section. Yes. See.
Okay. So Zoe, I'll read the first one. You read the second one. Hey, I need to do some shopping. Do you want to come with me?
Sure. What do you need to buy?
I need some flour and rice and some fresh eggs and milk.
Why do you need to buy all this stuff?
Because tonight there's going to be a party at my house. Lots of friends are coming over. We're celebrating my brother's 16th birthday, and you're invited too.
Great. Let's go to the store. I need to buy some things too, like fruit and vegetables. But Milt, I want to get your brother a gift for his birthday.
Okay, maybe after we do our food shopping, we can go to the gift store.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Okay. Let's see. First, I need
Okay.
some meat. Where's the meat?
Over there.
Okay. Now I need some cheese and milk. Let's go to the dairy section.
Yeah, I need some butter and eggs.
Now I want to get some drinks. I think Coke would be good. What do you think?
Sure, but everybody usually likes orange juice too.
Okay, we'll get some orange juice also.
Don't you want to buy your brother a big fish birthday cake with a happy birthday on it?
That's fancy.
Fancy birthday.
Of course. Where's the bakery?
In the back of the store.
Okay, we've got everything. Let's go to the register and pay for our stuff. Okay. So let me stop sharing. Sunny, where do you usually go grocery shopping?
I want to buy food, meat, and flour.
Okay, my question is where?
Where? Aldi grocery.
Okay, Aldi groceries. Okay.
Yes.
Zoe, where do you usually go grocery shopping?
I usually went to Whole Foods near my house.
Okay. Now remember your tense there. Went is past. So if you did this yesterday, I went to Whole Foods yesterday.
Yeah. I go.
Yes. Okay. I usually go to Whole Foods. Okay. Francis, where do you usually go?
I usually go food. I usually go Costco, Wegman, ShopRite for foods.
Okay. Let me go to my next question is, I'll start with Francis. When do you go shopping?
I usually go shopping on weekdays morning.
Okay. Do you go very early?
Not very early, about 9 to 10 a.m.
Okay. Zoe, when do you usually go shopping?
When I need to buy food.
That's a good answer.
Because Whole Foods closed my house.
Yeah.
I just work on work.
Yeah.
On work.
On the way to work.
Don't need a drive car.
Okay. Yeah. So you walk there. Yeah.
I walk.
Okay. I see. I usually go shopping Monday morning because I do a lot of shopping at the Asian supermarket, and I take my son to the train station. Then I go shopping.
Oh yeah.
So Sunny, when do you usually go shopping?
I usually go to shopping on weekend.
Okay. Saturday, Sunday, or both?
Sunday.
Okay.
On Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sonny, do you go alone or do you go with someone?
Don't go alone or someone. Maybe with my sister.
Okay. Zoe? Do you go alone or with somebody?
Alone.
Okay. Your answer is fine, but try making it a more complete sentence. I go alone, or I usually go alone. Okay. And Francis, do you go with somebody?
I go with my husband and my granddaughter.
Okay. All right. Francis, about how much do you spend?
It depends. When I go shopping in Costco, I usually spend about $100. When I go the other supermarket, I usually spend several, 几十元, about $50.
Okay. I usually spend about $25.
My family has 5 people.
Yeah, I have 2 people. So. All right, I can ask you. Joseph.
Yeah.
How much do you spend when you go shopping?
I usually it's Monday morning. My wife and I was to Costco, by the Costco. Okay. It's Louis by the toy 套工具怎么说
？Tools.
Tools.
对。
Tool.
Okay. All right. Zoe. How much do you usually spend?
Usually tens of dollars.
Okay. Sunny?
I usually go to Aldi, spend $20 about. Okay. I go to Costco, buy more things. To buy more things, maybe about 200.
$200.
Or $200. Yeah.
Okay. All right, this is a question you may not understand, but there's a term called impulse buying.
Impulse, what means impulse?
冲动购物。
冲动购物 impulse, yeah.
Okay. So, Zoe, do you do any impulse buying?
Yes, I do.
Okay. What do you buy?
Yes.
What do you buy?
I usually buy something. It's not usually, not used.
Okay. All right. Francis, do you do impulse buying?
Yes, sometimes.
All right. What about you, Sunny?
Yes, sometimes. When have a discount, yeah. Maybe
Okay. Yeah, that's yeah. I have to ask this of Jenny. Jenny, do you do impulse buying?
Yeah.
Okay. Especially when you go shopping with Anna and Steven.
For example, I want to buy clothes, but its clothes is small.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What's my next question here? All right. Francis, do you enjoy food shopping?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Because I like to eat.
I like to eat too, but I don't really enjoy the shopping. Lucy,
I impulse.
do you enjoy shopping, food shopping?
Oh, yeah. I'm shopping. I like shopping. Yeah,
Okay.
enjoy. Yeah.
All right. Joseph, do you enjoy food shopping?
I also often go to nearby the India supermarket and
Okay.
offer go to Dollar Tree to buy cheap by going by grounds.
Yeah. There's a very large Indian market right near Joseph's home. I've gone there a couple of times. Okay, Sunny, what was my question? Do you enjoy food shopping?
Yes.
Okay.
Enjoy. Yeah.
Okay, and Zoe.
Yes, I do. I enjoy.
Okay, and Jenny, do you enjoy food shopping?
Yes, I like too.
Okay, I'm the only one that doesn't like it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, last
Usually
question.
men like shopping.
Yeah, I mean, when I go shopping, I just go in the store and I get what I need and I get out.
Oh yeah.
Zoe was saying that there's a Whole Food very close to her house. I have a ShopRite.
ShopRite, yeah.
Very right near my home. I do walk over there sometime, but really all I do is go fruits, vegetables, meat, dairy, and then I go out. I
Yeah.
don't know what's in the rest of that store.
Yeah, ShopRite. 应该是 the meat fresh on ShopRite. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually prefer the meat in the Chinese market, but I sometimes don't want to drive there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Last question is, do you buy junk food? And what do you buy? And this one I have to ask Jenny this simply because Anna said she likes French fries. Her favorite food is French fries. So Jenny, do you buy junk food?
Yeah.
Okay. What type of junk food do you buy? Junk food is stuff that's not healthy, not good for you. So candy, chips.
Candy.
Okay. Yeah. I buy candy too. I buy chocolate. Okay. Francis, do you buy junk food?
I refuse junk food. If I go shopping alone, I don't buy any junk food.
Okay.
But my husband like to.
Yes. Okay. Zoe, do you buy junk food?
Yes, 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 I do.
Okay. Sunny, do you buy junk food?
Occasionally, yeah. I buy fair chicken. Yeah.
Yeah, that's considered junk food.
Yeah.
Okay. Lucy, do you buy junk food?
Jack food. What Jack? I don't know.
垃圾食品。
垃圾食品。
Oh, I don't like, but my husband like.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, sandwich. Oh, I don't like. But he like. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. That's really American.
Yeah, I always tell him no eat, but he don't listen me. Yeah, so I like cook Chinese food for him. Yeah.
Yeah. Lucy's husband's American, and I knew what her answer was going to be. Okay, Joseph, do you buy junk food?
I like to buy roasted chicken for Costco.
Roast chicken, not really junk.
Roast chicken, $5. $5.
But roast chicken is not really junk food.
他说烤鸡不是那个垃圾食品。
不是垃圾食品。
对，炸鸡是。
炸鸡是 OK。I'm not.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's all the questions I have. Were these questions better, easier than last week?
老师问这些问题是不是比较容易对大家来说？
Yeah, so.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's great. Actually, everybody practice.
Yeah. Practice 听力应该是 lesson 啊。Practice lesson. For us. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right then. Everyone, thank you so much, and have a good evening.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay.